Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
We are talking about the economy, and my name is Winifred Weber, and of course I have with me in the studio an in-house guest. He is also an expert having covering the economy. Mark Isibo. Mark, it's always a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you
Of
very
course, it was
much.
so difficult to get you in on today's program.
Thank you
Now,
very
we are talking about the economy. Today's topic is on how to rejig Nigeria's economy. A recent World Bank report indicated that 104 million Nigerians are living below poverty line. And just before that, a Nigerian Bureau of Statistics report also told Nigerians that about 95 million people in 2021 to 95 million people in 2021 were poor, and that grew to about 100 million in 2022. While the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics also indicated that the figure was 82.9 million in 2019 and 85.2 million in 2020. So as the year 2023 winds to a close, we want to take a cursory look at the economy and see why is this so. Now, Mark, where are we in the economy? Where are we today in Nigeria's economy? First and foremost.
Thank you very much. The Nigerian economy, I wouldn't say it's at a standstill. I would say it's a moving economy, but it seems to be on autopilot. The economy is not one that seems to be a solution to Nigeria's problem as it is now. Maybe because of so many factors. Maybe because there's a change in government, and the fact that the previous government, the handlers of the economy under the previous government, particularly from the fiscal side, poorly managed the economy. They refused to do so many things that they were supposed to do. The things they did them wrong, and they refused to do the things they were supposed to do right. And then there was, of course, in an election year, there's bound to be a shake in the economy, so it affects the economy, and that creates problem for the citizenry and the economy at large. And now there is a transition, and the new guys in government seem to
Just about 7
try.
months now.
Yes, they seem to be finding their foot. You understand now, because they have not really acclimatized. They are trying to understand the economy, especially the new man in the CBN. So we learned his understanding the central banking. And, fiscal side and the monetary side, they play side by side. They complement each other to give an economy a good face. And so if you look at it, it's not actually a good time for Nigeria, because it's not supposed to be a change in both sides. Yes, the fiscal authority is supposed to change, while the monetary authority should be holding forth. So why they now help them to hold the economy before this new one will now acclimatize, understudy it, and begin to blend. And so you now have a cooperation between the fiscal and the monetary economy. So before they now coexist and they give a good face. So those are some of the things that are making.
However, Mark, we've seen that since 2019 now, or even 2018, Nigeria has had a galloping poverty index rate. Why is this so? Starting from the previous administration in 2018 and up to date, it keeps increasing by the day.
So poverty in Nigeria is caused by so many factors. One is the disruption to the food supply chain. You see, this insecurity we keep talking about is a major problem to Nigeria's economy. You see, a disruption to the production line is a major problem. So that is one of the major problems to Nigeria. That's why if you talk about poverty, you're talking about food supply, you're talking about food inflation, you're talking about creation of jobs. Because when there are economic activities, poverty, so you will naturally have money flow through the system.
But could it be that, sorry if I may intrude, could it be that the aggregate of what you just talked about aggravated during this year that is so high now?
No, yes. So that like I was telling you, if you look at the last 3 to 4 years, the insecurity has been on the climax. Steady rise, steady one. So so many people are poached out of the farm. That's why if you ask me, I would tell you that Nigeria is at a risk of
food
insecurity. So that's one. And then you talk about poverty. in the realm of unemployment. You see, before now, Nigeria's major problem used to be power supply, power supply.
Yes.
Just give us power, we'll create economy. So now the power supply has not been there. That one has not been settled.
So
and now we now have
issue.
a bigger problem. So those people in the farm, if you look at the city centers, look at Abuja, look at Lagos, look at Port Harcourt, they are so much populated now. People are now moving from the villages.
Yes.
Before now, Nigeria used to deal with the problem of rural urban migration. So it's now on the higher pace. Do you understand now? And that is because their villages are not only the rural areas are not only safe, there are no economic activities there. So everybody wants to be in this. And so it creates a burden on the cities. Do you understand?
Yes.
And so because of that, too many economic activities are shut down. So when the economic activities are shut down, there is bound to be poverty. So this 113 multi-dimensional poverty they're talking about is not only about food, it's not only about this, it's not only about jobs. It also talks about access to health, access to job,
education,
access to education, access to even water. So many people lack water, even in Abuja.
Yes.
I know I've experienced it. Even in a part of Abuja as we speak, there's a part of Abuja like the Tusi area, the Kubwa area, for more than 3 weeks now, no water, no public water. So that is poverty in itself. So access to education is not there. You now look at the cost of education. So when so many people can no longer go to school, it's a poverty in itself.
Yes.
So when people can no longer feed, it's a poverty in itself.
People cannot
when
access
people don't have medical bill, they cannot afford medical bill. Look at the cost of medical this thing now. Medicines.
It's a poverty on itself.
You understand? It's a poverty in itself.
Of medicines.
So that's what all of those things combined. All of these things combined to be a problem for Nigeria. You understand?
Yes.
So it all boils down to the management of the economy.
Yes.
You understand? It all boils down to the management of the economy, and it does not in any way help the nation. So what do we do? What do we do? What we do is to say, let us have an economy that works.
Yes.
An economy that works, that has even distribution of wealth, such that there are opportunities are created for the rural areas, as such as those ones that are created for the urban centers. Because what you have now is that so many things are upside down. Our economy is not growing, it's not inclusive. So since it's not inclusive, you have what you call poverty. So this thing you call poverty is multidimensional. It's not just poverty of food, poverty of job, poverty of health. It's multidimensional. So much. When people do not have access to education, access to health, people can no longer afford all of those basic things, including housing. So many people today cannot even pay for housing.
Yes.
You see the high rate of cost of rent now. So when people cannot even buy fuel, they even buy fuel to even fuel their car. So it shows you that that's poverty in itself. When people now have to stay back at home instead of coming out to hustle, like we say in the local palace, instead of coming out to look for their daily bread. So it is poverty in itself. So you are locked down because you cannot afford cost of transportation. So all of those things combined. So they will always be there until the economy takes the right shape. We have good management and things are put in order.
Now, looking at President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's cabinet now, it's right in terms of economy aspect, although I know all of them are encompassing. So how would you assess it?
Well, like I said, it is
we have the coordinating minister,
yeah.
Wale Edun. We have a CBN governor who's in charge of the monetary policy, Cardoso. So how would you really
see for me as it stands, I would say those people will tell you that it is too early. But I think but I think 6
it's
months.
about 7 months.
But I think 6 months going to 7 months are enough for anybody to show, to indicate the direction or to show capacity, because the Nigerian economy was so down to the extent that it needed emergency response.
Yes.
So we don't have time for this holiday, or what do you call it in marriage, honeymoon. No, you don't have that. So what we needed was a takeoff. Hit the ground running, as they say.
The CPN governor, Cardoso, did tell reporters that a few days ago that he was still studying.
That's what I'm telling you.
The policy.
It's not a matter of studying. With these guys that are in government are the ones that have always looked for these jobs. So they have been given the job. Does it mean that they were not prepared? Does it mean that they have not been in Nigeria? Does it mean that, see, look, that's what I'm telling you. At the time, the economy, the state of the Nigerian economy needs emergency response. So it does not have any time for delay. We don't have any time to say we want to go and study. So does it mean that you have not been in Nigeria? As somebody that has covered the economy, I think that if you give me the opportunity, I will tell you there are so many people that what they are just looking for is just to tell them do this, do this, do this. So what do we need to do? We have so many good, competent hands, technocrats who are well read, who are well experienced. What do you need to do? We were told that the president was a master in aggregating, in assembling the best brains, best competent hands. So what are we now saying? 6 months down the line, going to 7 months, we are talking about studying, understudying. What are we studying, understudying? What we need is an emergency response. Create economic activities, release funds. In this new government, they are making more money. They remove the subsidies to make more money. So they are posting high revenue collection every month from tax, from oil, from rent, etc. So it means that they are making more money. You understand? Why NNPC is telling us that they make much money. So now what are we doing? Create economic activities. It is when you have the economy, for instance, you release money for construction of roads, that the mercy person or the carpenter in that construction work, when he works, he will pay money to pay money for the students who are the teachers will now have money. They will go to the market. The market woman will be able to cut hair. The barber salon operator will have money to also go back to the school to go and pay school fees. And the person working in the school fees can now work as a security. And so you see, it's a circle. So when these guys refuse to create economic activities and they make it look as if the Nigerian economy is well, is rosy, is fine. No. So the Nigerian economy is already down.
Down.
What we need is a revival.
So, Mark,
an emergency revival.
That's why I'm asking you, as somebody that has been a player in that sector, what are the prospects?
Well, the Nigerian economy has always had prospects because it's an economy that is enabled by God Himself. We have the market. Even if the Nigerian economy is not producing at all, we have the market for anybody that is producing. So now the prospects are that we have an economy that can take care of itself if the right things are put in order.
Yes. So what are the right things?
The right things, first and foremost, secure Nigeria. No investor will come to Nigeria to come and put money here if the environment is not safe. Secondly, do away with this uncertainty around the currency, exchange rate, inflation rate. Do you know that as it is now, no investor will come to put money in an uncertainty. Uncertainty kills business faster than any other. As it is now, no investor will bring money to an economy where he's not sure that the value of the naira today will remain so to tomorrow. If you put 1,000 naira in your bank account today, by the time you are coming back tomorrow, inflation would have eaten up to 2 naira, not if not up to 5 naira in just 24 hours. So it is not uncertainty kills business. So let us have some level of certainty around the economy, around the naira, the value of the naira. Let us secure the country. That we cannot attract foreign investment, even local investment will not even come. As you are now, you first of all ask yourself, what is the cost of doing business in Nigeria? The cost of doing business in Nigeria is still very, very high. The president has set up a tax review committee. So that tax review committee, by now, we expected that at least they would have given a midterm submission. Okay, immediately cut this, make ease of this business a priority. Yes. So cut this tax. This is how you can expand it. We all know that the best thing the government can do is to raise the revenue generation. Yes. Because that is the only solution to borrowing. If we have more funds, we will not borrow. So why do we borrow? We borrow because we don't have the money. But in this same government, they are now saying that they have more money. Yet we are borrowing. But even if we are borrowing, because everybody borrows, what do we borrow to do?
Yes, that's the paradox. Because just like you pointed out, they keep saying that, because of a few subsidy removal, government now has more money. And of course, states are being allocated huge sums of money. But at the end of the day, it's not translating to the average Nigerian out there. What is happening? There seems to be a lacuna between
the problem is that there's some sort of controversy or some contradiction in the management of the Nigerian economy. First and foremost, we all cried that fuel subsidy was a scam. Yes,
Yes.
we say it was a scam because of the way it was managed. Subsidy in itself is not a bad thing because so many nations subsidize.
Yes, subsidize.
Some
Yes.
people, some nations subsidize health, some subsidize food, some subsidize agriculture,
yes.
even school, education. Some subsidize so many things. But Nigeria was subsidizing only energy,
Yes.
that is petroleum and power, even though we don't even have the power.
Yes.
Ironically, Nigeria that doesn't have power was supplying power to Nigeria. And then when it
That
gets
is
away,
seventh wonder
you
the
understand?
world, or is it eighth wonder?
You understand?
We're
So
all surprised to hear it.
you can understand. So what we need is tie a rope, a logic around whatever economic policy you are in. You understand now? Because what we have now is something that cannot work. So for it to work, let us sit down and ask ourselves, what do we need to prioritize? What do we need to do? Like I said, to activate Nigeria's prospects, activate the power sector, prioritize security of the nation. Do you now know that
in terms of power sector, I was hearing today, because the discos licenses are actually due for renewal.
is the government ready
now
to review
they
it?
are now saying that that one would distort, giving it out to other new entrants with distort electricity supply. And I was asking, has there ever been a free flow of electricity?
See, let me tell you. If you talk about the prospects, the power sector alone is a money spinning machine for anybody. So, but the guys that got this power sector, the discos you are talking about. See, I went to for about 3 months now. I've been looking for meter, just to buy meter at the age single phase meter at the age of 88,300 naira under Buhari Area Council. I've not been able to get it. They said they don't have. They said they don't have supply. So you now see that is a market in itself. So even though they are selling meter, it is not available for people to buy. So is that not very funny to you? So why don't we unbundle this supply, this manufacturing of the meter, and let more people bring it to the market? What was the need? What was the idea behind giving Niger, what was it called? Niger State, Abuja, the whole of Abuja, Kogi State, is it the national one? You can just imagine how many states, and including the FCT, that belong to just one company. It's like telling one malam to come and sell chugong, ordinary chugong, or to come and sell what's it called, rice for a population of 10 million. What kind of monopolization is that? So it is in itself a part. There's no need in contemplating it.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu during at the onset of his administration did sign the Electricity Act into law.
Yes.
Signed electricity
that enabled the states to be able to now. So how many states have been able to do that? How many states? The states that are even struggling to exist. There's one report that today I was at a function, and so PR Nigeria, they released a report that some states are insolvent. In other words, they cannot exist without federal allocation.
Wow.
So what are they generating internally?
No.
So many states are so docile to the extent that they don't even know how to even trigger their own resources into wealth. And so we're talking about power. But there's no need contemplating whether to renew.
Have you forgotten doing that former governor of Rivers State, Wike Zimbabwe, with bad issue?
Yes.
And the Gombe said, no, please don't do this to us. What about us? They cannot survive without this.
Ironically, one of those states that cannot survive, that could not even meet 10% of revenue generation of what they got from the pension account under the last 1 year, 2022, is biased. Another one is Akwa Ibom State.
That is strange.
You understand? So tomorrow you will begin to see those reports in the newspapers. And so you ask yourself, what kind of a nation do we have? And so we talk about the potentials.
Yeah. Now,
what do we do with what we have?
I took you away from your trend of thought. You were talking about how to prioritize when you talk about electricity. Then the second angle you looked at was security.
Yes. If by now we are see this is December period.
Yes.
This festive period when people will be traveling. People that are traveling, they are traveling with fears.
But right in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja,
there are so many cases of kidnapping.
Yes, it's high.
So if Abuja is not safe, then where is safe? The seat of power, the seat of everything. If Kaduna, with all of its military and border whatever you call them, hardware, software, establishment, domicility, is not safe. Then where is safe in Nigeria? So I was expecting that there will be a change, something that will now create a semblance of settlement, confidence. Because if you don't have that, the whatever potential we have will never transform
And
to
as
anything.
we speak, some farmers in the far north can't still access their farms. Like we saw a few months ago, the rice farmers that went to their farm, they were actually beheaded. And that situation, worry situation we are still facing.
It tells you the kind of country we live in. We live in a country where things just happen, where killings, news about killings, mindless killings, unprovoked killings become the order of the day. So we just count figures and we move on. We are waiting for the next disaster to happen. Saying it happens, and so God have mercy. And so we move on. And another thing happens. No. And then there's a change in government. There's no change. There's no the change in government is not felt by Nigerians. Things are not getting better. Things are getting worse for Nigerians. So you talk about the economy. The economy as it is now does not in any way suggest that Nigerians will soon get it for better. Because it shows that what we have now is just like it's a continuation of a bad precedent. Let us just continue with the bad management. Yes, maybe. That's right. There's nothing that suggests that these guys are ready to take it away from.
I'm still taking you back to the area of aviation. We still have so many hundreds of millions of foreign dollars of trap funds of foreign airlines, which federal government cannot, because it's not will not be able to remit to these foreign airlines, and most of them have boycotted Nigeria's airspace. So what is going to happen? And on top of that, we also have domestic airlines trap funds also the problem. Now, when we are talking about these foreign companies, multinationals also leaving the company, we have GSK, we also have Procter and Gamble also leaving, and this also has resulted in the high cost of medicines. So what is the way out? There's no end in sight.
The way out, we did good things at the wrong time. There's no economic principle, to the best of my knowledge, that suggests that in an import-dependent economy, you float the local currency and remove subsidy at the same time for an economy that is mono-product dependent. Nigeria is import-dependent, and the only product we have for export is oil. And you know that removing the subsidy on that oil will cause a whole lot of spike implication on the chain or the circle. But imagine pulling away the legs and cutting off the head. Then what sense does the body make? So that is what these guys have done. Removing subsidy was a good idea, but at what time and in what mode? Okay, take for instance, I don't know the logic behind it. The fuel price subsidy is by the way. Let us bring it to the elementary explanation. Subsidy is what you pay, as like what we call in Nigerian language jara. Jara, like, okay, you know what happen? I will give you a discount. So it's supposed to be a discount. It's not supposed to be higher than the actual price. If you are buying your phone, your telephone, your asset, you're buying your asset for instance 100,000. And now you see, because we want to subsidize you, we don't want you to get to that actual price. We now want to sell it for you for 90,000. And so that under recovery, that 10,000 is what the government was paying for landing costs, for cost of freight, and maybe movement of the product from Lagos, where the product arrived in Nigeria, to wherever any other place. That's where you have petroleum equalizing fund and the rest of them. And so all of a sudden we say we want to remove subsidy. We remove subsidy, and the price moved up over 300%. Where is that done in economics? So imagine what you are giving to me as a discount is now higher than what I was getting.
It's quite enlightening. I also got.
You can imagine that. So if the fuel price was 196 naira, was 196 naira before the subsidy was.
But they are blaming on foreign.
Let me tell you.
Foreign exchange.
Do you know? Let me tell you. If the fuel price was 196 naira, and you remove subsidy, how come we are now buying fuel for 650 naira? 600. Even in the east, I was in what's it called? Imo recently. Do you know how much is fuel? 700 naira. Oh wait. So 700 naira.
Some are even buying.
I bought in Abuja today. I bought for 640 naira.
Have you noticed that
And that is
queues
the least you
are
can get it here.
even with that high
Except in NNPC, where you get it for 617 naira, and you will stay in the queue, except you are ready to stay in the queue with economic time.
Yes.
In Sena countries, 1 hour on the queue in NNPC fuel station is enough for you to make $100. That is like 100,000 naira today. You understand? So that's like it's like somebody telling you, go and stay on the fuel queue, and then, or don't stay on the fuel queue, I will give you 100,000 naira. I'll go and stay there and lost 100,000 naira. But in Nigeria, we don't value economy. We don't value economy of time. So somebody is now removing the subsidy, but you're now paying more than times 3 of what you were paying. So what happens? Yet the fuel you get burns faster because these guys want to make more money. They drop. I forgot what they call it. I can't immediately remember. They just make it. So how come we are buying it more? We are buying it higher now at higher price, but we are getting a fake product. And we claim to have authorities who are supposed to be inspecting those things. And so everything goes on. The wages are bad, and so nobody is doing anything. We just complain and we move on. Wait for the next thing to happen. So it's just a very, very, very disturbing issue.
It is. Now, Mark, what is the way forward? Because what we are saying, like I mentioned earlier, multinationals are leaving the country in droves because they feel that there's no ease of doing business in Nigeria. Talking about GSK and Procter and Gamble. And this has resulted in the high cost of medicines.
Most of those countries, including in aviation and medicine and the pharmaceuticals, their major problem is the lack of forex. You understand now?
Yes.
Scarcity of forex.
Yes.
But how come we have scarcity of forex? Where is the dollar?
Tell us.
Where is the dollar? Okay, now Nigeria. If you ask me, I will tell you that we should not expect anything better in the new administration.
Wow.
Because we may just.
This is a dismal picture, man.
No, yeah, I'm telling you. Because we may just be implementing IMF, World Bank economic policies.
Like the World Bank came up to say that Nigeria, we are buying fuel at a relatively cheaper.
And they are now fixing the price for us. We should be buying it for 750 naira. So why should we? If you go to each of them, from Saudi Arabia, where the World Bank president, or this Saudi Arabia, one of these Arabian countries where he comes from, the World Bank president and the rest of them, each of them, including in the US, in the UK, wherever they come from, they subsidize one thing or the other.
They subsidize.
But they come to Nigeria and Africa because we cheapen our brain, we cheapen our entire existence to them, and they come and tell us this is what you should do. That's why I'm telling you, this new government may just be implementing the economy policy blueprint of the World Bank and IMF, because the IMF too has been telling Nigeria float the naira, float the exchange rate. We have done that.
If you notice,
but we are suffering it.
If you can recall, during the onset of President Muhammad Buhari's administration in 2016 or 2015 thereabout, he did float the naira. But obviously, when he saw
they had to go for managed floating. It is called managed floating. So these guys are telling you now, remove the subsidy on power. Do you know the cost of power today? Units. So they are now telling you remove it again. These guys will tell you go and punish your people, and they don't give you any solution. You know what? They go through the back door. They come in the form of World Bank support, and they come to give you people handout, and they come here to tell you that World Bank intervenes in the Nigerian economy, support the poor, support. Are we supposed to be beggars to these guys?
No, we are not.
If we are self-sufficient, if we are self-dependent, we will not need for World Bank to give us loans and grants. And so, whether they are giving us loans and grants does not in any way tells us that we should implement hook, line, and sinker whatever policy directions they give us. Because in the real sense of it, what we are going to have now under this new the way it seems to me is that we are going to be implementing World Bank IMF policies that are actually not homegrown, not solutions to our problems, and they are actually going to be anti-Nigerians and anti-people. And so the economy will suffer because the economy will be big, but not the growth of the economy will not reflect in development. There's economic development and economic growth. So we may be posting figures like we're talking about now. Posting, we have generated 1.7 trillion naira in 1 month. How does it translate to the level of the common man? What does it mean for the common man? How much does it now mean in the pocket? How do we now talk about welfare? How do we now talk about, because if you create poverty, you create crime. So it's going to affect us. We don't have the capacity to contain crime.
There's no between poverty.
Yes, crime. We don't have the capacity to contain crime.
Crime rate is really on the increase. Now I want to take you back again. Not really take you back in one of our leading leading stories on our sister publication, National Economy Today. It talked about escalating domestic gas price. That's also an issue. Especially in the period when we are talking about cleaner energy. And now we have that the price of domestic fuel is actually out of the hands and of the ordinary or average Nigerian. What can be done about it? And this is a country that has about over 60 or 70 years of gas deposit.
You see, we are told that we have more of gas than fuel.
Yes.
Petrol.
Yes.
And so, but in Nigeria, our blessings seem to be in disguise. It seems that the more blessing, the more we are blessed, the more we are cursed.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And so you will see. I will not bother myself telling you what does it mean. What it means is that if you have higher price of gas, you are going to have higher price of everything. Diesel today is 1,050 naira per liter. Petrol is 640 naira to 700 naira. You understand? And then we're talking about gas. Per kg is around 1,000 naira, 950 naira, 970 naira per kg of gas.
Per kg, yes.
So, what do we now need to add to know about the implication? The implication is that you will pay more. The implication is that we'll have more inflation. Because it's that ideally is supposed to be too much money chasing few goods. But in Nigeria, we don't have the money. Yes, there is inflation.
Little money chasing few goods.
Exactly. Yes, there is inflation. Do you understand? And so, what are we supposed to be talking about? In all of this, the summary is, let us fix our refineries.
Yes.
If the World Bank that is now telling us go and buy fuel at 750 naira can come out to tell the federal government, we will give you the loan. Come and build one refinery, or come and repair we will bring the experts that will build, we'll bring the competent hands that will build the refineries. We want to help you. Let them bring the loans and come and tell us we are building 2 refineries for Nigeria. We will recover the money in 10 to 15 years time. Nigeria will be able to pay back the money and we'll have our fuel so cheap, and we'll have inflation go down. We'll have better life for Nigeria. We'll have welfare for the people. The government will be able to make more money, and Nigeria will have its sense of integrity restored.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark. It's been a pleasure having you on today's program. Of course, we can go on and on, but unfortunately, we have to go. Time is against us. I'll be getting signs from the producer. And Mark, we are going to do part 2 of this program because the year is running to a close. So you are going to be telling me the prospects for 2023. Like I said, it's a pleasure to have you on today's program.
Thank you.
And I look forward to having you same time next week. Thank you. So viewers, this will come to the end of Morning Radio. We'll be talking about economy, how to rejig Nigeria's economy. The forecast is a dismal one from the World Bank and from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. We'll be talking about the economy and the way forward. My name is Winifred Webo. I look forward to having you same time, same station next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.